Hello, Alex. Hello, Susie. Welcome. And hello, Sir Edward. Hello, Peak. Should give you a nod this time. Well, that's good. It does when you click on or reload. Yeah, I know. Normally it does. Okay. I love your animations by way of example. The Bob the Magic was really fun. Well, thank you. It was fun to make. I think that one only took 3 weeks. Was that the last one I did? I can't remember. Yes, I think that one was. I do want to, or actually today we're gonna be like probably starting another short stupid thing. Alright, hello. I need my music. There we go. It's just starting the same song. I gotta fix that. Yes, hello, welcome. Tuesday, it's Tuesday. I was thinking earlier it's Friday, and it's not. It's very much not. So we have, most animation stuff's done. The one Rathless one isn't, but I didn't want to work on that today. So, I'm gonna start something new, but I don't 100% know what to start on new. So I'm gonna be making it up as I go. There's a TV ending that ruined the mood. A little bit. I started thinking like ones that you can make like that are like the 5 or 10 second type things, and I had an idea for just a really stupid one a while ago because I like using Applejack as like a tool for stupid humor, and so I was probably gonna work on that a little bit. Oh, Nolan. I should do animation about 2D ponies. Being creative is creative. It doesn't matter how you go about it. So I literally haven't started anything with it. I like playing off the Applejack doing stupid things. So I wanted to leave like an open-ended joke. So I can probably shrink this down here. It's probably going to be much shorter than this. And I'm going to actually use probably 15 AI for it, just because I can make her say whatever I want then. Explain the lighting and how you do them. Yeah, I can do that. I'm trying to think of the best way to go about that. Okay, we'll start in a sec. Questions always come first. Do you have a video in mind for one that I can go over? Because that actually, I could like open that up and then say like, this is how I did it. I kind of break it down how I did like the lighting on a specific scene. Animation beginning stream, kind of. It's the first one is never really animation. It's a lot of planning. Makes the first couple, depending on how long it is. You definitely need to do some planning for it. Love Job is a redneck, and us rednecks do tend towards stupid fun. Well, it's not about her having fun. I like the idea of her doing something wrong and then trying to hide the fact that she did it that way. It's like being all sneaky, I guess. Well, in terms of lighting, the one thing I guess it's a movie that you like that, but other people don't. I have no idea on that because I don't know what other people don't like. I like what I like, and I don't care what other people think on that. Otherwise, let me open up one we did recently. Do I still have it? I can open it. No. Oh God, I gotta stop naming these dates. Did I already put it? Ah, I did put it in its own folder. Sweet. Well, we like MLP, so that would be one. Actually, kind of. Yeah, well, it depends. Nobody likes everything, so there's always going to be somebody that doesn't like something you make or something that is out there. No, so for example, I guess we can see the first shot on this one. Most lighting, at least when it comes to background, it's just kind of filling in however things work. In here, I just put lights wherever it worked. It's not about trying to be there's no science to it in that regard. It's saying that there's a light source, and now I need to make it look realistic, and you keep playing around with the lighting until it looks the way that you want it to be. But sometimes in SFM that means like putting additional lights some places. For instance, to get all the lights behind her. Okay, I'll just turn off everything and I can break it down light by light. So let's get rid of the fire too. So this is just her. There is some salon. I thought you don't like hard shell tacos.
Okay.
What's the loudest food I can eat?
Yeah, I kind of realized that as I was biting in. Like, you said we were trying to swing, I was like, grunge. No, please continue.
Sure. Hello, Silver. Greetings, and friends. I came since I could. Well, hello, midnight. No, so usually if I start with a night scene, I want to start with what the ambient light would be without any other light source, and then add to that. So I added the blue light, which would be night. Just because night is dark and you might have difficulty seeing outside doesn't mean that you should light something like that. In movies, a lot of what they do is they just put blue light everywhere because it at least simulates while still letting them see what's going on. So I just added a couple blue lights, and it's just to fill the background and give that night feel on everything. Looks like I have another one up here. Cool. Yeah. And so it's just to kind of give everything a little bit of a feel for it. But I also want to make sure that there is some kind of a harsh shadow on some of the edges. So I didn't really light too much on this side of her face for it, mainly because the fire is coming in from there. I don't want to have the blue mix with the orange and make something else too much. But it's also that I want to make sure that there are harsh like shadows somewhere. It's not evenly lit, that like it feels like it's coming from like one source. So a lot of this feels like the light's just coming down up from above her right here. From there, then it was just about once I have these fire particles. Let me hide. I said that to start 15 minutes ago, but okay. Let me hide the horn magic here. Once the fire is there, it's a lot easier to do the actual lighting for it. So you're looking in like what would make this realistic for fire. So here I had the one coming out the door so that it can go across the grass. This also illuminates her side a little bit. And then another one to actually fill in the trees over on the edge. So they're not the same light because there's no way I could do that with SFM. You're not able to make like a light with infinite sources. You have to make lots of little sources and then have it kind of work for you, I guess. Then, what is light for? Oh, that's the magic light. We don't need to worry about that one. And let me get the one with their eyes open. Yeah, let's do that. Looks nice. Then after that, it's about filling in some of the lights that just help pop her from the background a little bit. So for a character lighting, I'll normally want to have one side that's the main light, like the most the light is coming from. In this case, because of the fire, kind of two, but actually in this, most of her light is coming from her left side, and then this side is just kind of creating a rim effect. It's about just hitting her edges. So normally you'd have one light that's kind of just going, or kind of covering most of the front, then another one that's kind of covering just the edge of the front, and then I usually have another one here that's going to just pop off the edge. And that's what this one is. So this is to help separate her from the background, give her a third dimension. Without that, she kind of just melds into the background there, and maybe it is realistic, but it's not good looking. So I'll put one to kind of separate. This one's just adding a little bit of extra light to her tail, I think, and some of the beams inside, and then this one's just adding a little bit of that fill light to make it so that the light wasn't coming from a very sharp source, just kind of everywhere. So put all those on, and you get that. The eyes don't really light correctly. You would think an eye that has reflectivity is going to be brighter than the rest of the body. So I tend to put a little bit of extra light in the eyes to help them glow a little bit. But light is also going to reflect off of the pupils slightly differently. That's what normally we'd be used to. So I actually have these extra lights that kind of just shine right in her eyes. This one being brighter because it's towards the light source. But those don't track the eyeball. You have to track them. That's a little bit of work. So I have to actually move it around with the eyeball. But I've gotten better at it over time. But that for this scene, that's about I think all the lights that were. Oh, there's an extra background light. This is just the sky. A black sky doesn't make sense for night. I just added a little blue light, makes it more realistic, and then light 4 was just the magic for her horn. So that's nothing special.
Who's ever heard of a perfectly dark?
No, not in the city, but also just not in movies or television. Black doesn't go well on screens. So they'll usually always fill it with some kind of blue light. But if I didn't do those blue lights, and I just did the fire and said fire was what's causing the light, you're going to get something like this. And that isn't realistic. It doesn't look as good. Like the colors don't pop. The eye thing kind of is cool with the shadows there. Maybe that's the thing you're going for. But in this, it just didn't make any sense.
Gonna have the stars?
No, I didn't bother putting the stars. That was too much. We could add processing that wasn't needed. So, in essence, the main thing with lighting is like here. This is actually a good example. Is you have the main lighting that's coming in from the side here, and then I have some other little fill light that kind of just fills in the dark on that side. But I don't want to have it be, which is, yeah. I don't want to have it like this because it doesn't pop in a cartoonish way, and it doesn't pop really at all. So I want to have this extra little light in the background there that just creates this little edge light, because it gives everything this feeling of that it just goes well with everything. I did add another one on this side too, just to create a nice harsher edge to make that like the light's reflecting off of her. She's a very reflective horse. It's not a dragon. I'm not working on dragon stuff.
Dragon's just like.
Are those tacos? Yes, those are tacos. Michael is demolishing tacos. Yeah, so all the lighting in here is basically all the same thing of adding a little blue light on the rim here. This was a little tough because she was running in, so I have to actually, well, not running, she's like hopping in, and I must go. But it's making sure, like, this lighting is actually too bright. It'd be brighter than I normally would want to use, but because this is actually the main side of what's being looked at, if I made it darker, like I would normally, it didn't look right at all. It actually felt like your focus is now not the brightest part of the scene. So I had to really play with this lighting to try to buff that lighting up a little bit. A little easier when she was on the ground because she had her face in the right light again. But
I thought your statement. I thought Pop-Tart. Like art with like.
Would the breading be the same? Or to be like a corn breading? Yeah, but the regular breading is more like a pastry. I don't want a taco donut.
I do.
Anyway, I'm gonna go back to that. I don't even know why I am.
Yeah, I was eating, so I was far away from my mic. I don't know if it's on. Is it on?
It should be. Yeah, it's on. He was deciding not to munch into the mic.
Yes.
No, so the idea I had for this was, and actually I probably should grab from the Applejack Tractor video, because I might be able to reuse some of the assets from there, was I wanted to have Applejack being stupid, it's because it's just 10-second joke. Having her go to, like, probably Rarity's door. I don't know who else's door to have her go to that I actually have a door for. Well, I could maybe do Fluttershy. I'd have to check the house. No, because the door's shut. You can check. That's the book. Where's just the cottage? Where's it? Oh, no, there it is. Maybe there's an open... No, it's not an open door. Let's see. Okay. Oh, that's a closet. Damn. Not quite the same thing. Yeah. See, this is a closed door, so I can't really use it. So I'll probably just use Rarity's one, because Michael already did the work on that one. But to have it where Applejack goes to her door looking for... I was thinking just like asking for a pickaxe or a chisel. And Rarity being confused and asking why she needs that, but then to back up and show Applejack's like completely encase herself in all 4 of her legs in cement. And just, like, no reason. And then just cut it there. It's really stupid. But I like the question of how the hell did she get to the door with the cement? But if I want to do that, I'm probably going to need... I probably can reuse the assets from the Applejack video. So I'm just going to open that one. And we can probably just save it as that one. Object is going to go to Ray's door to apologize for murdering Sweetie Belle. I mean, no, I don't want to make it a follow-up from the previous, though I have a feeling that some people are going to think it is. I do not know why these are called car. There. When's the newest? It is the last one. Okay, so we'll just grab that one. Well, I think it might have been when I was split it. Actually, this is the one I needed anyway.
What's this? What's this? Oh, this.
No, I needed this specific scene. So we'll just save as.
They were watching TV for like 30 minutes. They were watching TV for like 30.
Just kind of have it like loop.
Yeah, every once in a while, like 10 minutes in, she'll like
grab some chips.
Grab some chips and just change the channel every once in a while.
I potentially need that one too. So I don't need any of the audio, so I'm just going to get rid of that now. It looks like it already is all jammed into one anyway. So I don't need this one, and don't need that one. I need... Is there any difference between these two? No, so let's grab this one. Oh, actually, I probably need the... Yeah, I need the looks outside, too. Okay. What map you using to get box map? The one... This map, I believe, is Ponyville. That it's a modified version. It's Ponyville 2020. I can't Ponyville 2000. I can't remember 2014. But it normally has a lot of other models on here. I manually removed them all, so this is the version that only I have. I needed it to help separate the ground a little bit, so that this shot would actually work and not look like just a big flat green square on the ground. The main void map that I use is called See and Build Huge Void. I don't know if it's on the workshop anymore. I think it used to be, but not anymore. Actually, no, it isn't, because I had it recently where I had to recover it from my backup computer because it suddenly one day was gone. You know, somebody removed it from workshop, so I took it from the backup and just put it in my user mod, so I have it forever. They can't take it from me.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. All this stuff.
But otherwise, everything else is here to see and build. Applejack, sometimes wonder if Rarity, Applejack, and Fluttershy are running a black market leather processing business. Oh, that's kind of dark. I like it. Okay, so I think just make a joke out of people going to Rarity's door. So let's probably want to start with this shot. We're gonna move it. Actually, I'm gonna recolor all these, but I'm not getting confused on why they're green. 0, 0 at the 50. I don't know. I never had to recolor it blue. That's sure. And oh, I got it. This texture too. So I don't really need to do an introduction on a 10-second short. Actually, wait. Maybe I can do this shot first. Okay, we're gonna take Sweetie Belle, and we're gonna delete her. What if I just deleted Derpy?
Well, you do that all the time.
Well, yeah, I guess.
It hurt me. So
you built up an immunity, or
I don't know that I built up an immunity, but it's kind of like when you've been like hit upside the bat, head with a bat over and over.
Hit upside the bat?
Head upside the bat and with the head.
Okay.
Like I clearly have not, yes, but you just kind of don't get used to it. It still hurts, but you just accept it as your life now. You cry when you go to sleep at night. It's fine. Hey, it's Rarity.
Okay, so she has correctly sized. Sweetie Belle felt so small in the door, but it was because she's just small.
You're liking those models more and more.
Well, I'm using them more now, just so because before I was only using the other ones because of what I'm used to, but I'm getting more used to these ones. And once they're actually animated, I feel they work better. Kind of standing in place, they have a weird, uncanny valley feel to them.
Flexible faces are... The flexes in the faces are very nice, and it looks good up close.
Yes, because that's very realistic.
It's more rounded. The only thing, and I'm okay better with it now than I was initially when I saw these models, is just the not shaded lip, because that is what G5 does, and I feel like that's fine. It's just, I guess I just gotta get used to it. I don't know. I feel like horses should have lips, but
okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
They have lips.
No,
Those are lips.
they're not lips. There's no like.
And this is their inner lip.
There's like no cutoff between the rest of their face and their lips. Like,
did horses have lips or have those colors because their mouth was there, or because they were doing a darker edge on every edge and their mouth was an edge?
But horses
which is it?
Have lips.
No. Horses? Real horses?
Yeah.
So now you're putting real horse logic into horseland.
Yes.
Well, they do have lips. They don't have lipstick. I think it was fine. I think if you do the lighting correctly, you don't need to worry about it. It gets to be more of a difficulty if you do kind of minimal lighting, and the shading between these two areas gets hard to differentiate, which I've seen before when somebody does something like this, where it's starting to get harder to separate. And even here, I think there is some kind of a texture on the lips.
Is there?
There has to be. Yeah.
Oh, it's actually more visible now than it was before. Why couldn't I see it before?
Because it's being drowned out by the ambient occlusion. So the ambient occlusion is creating false shadows, but the actual model itself has an ever so slight amount. And so this little black shaded areas aren't real shadows. It's the engine trying to interpolate how a shadow should form based on what you see. It's a very efficient way to make shadows that are fake. So you can actually go on here and say, I want to see what that ambient occlusion looks like. So this is the overlay that goes on top of the 3 dimensions. And you can play with these values. So I can go into, so like Here's my camera. I can go into here and start playing with some of these values to like sharpen it or kind of spread it out, or you can play with these values and get some interesting results. I actually used to do something that was more along the lines of this, which created a little bit more of a cartoony look because it kept the colors a little more flatter. This one's really bright. It's not built for that anymore, but I don't do that anymore. I usually keep it with the default. It just works. But so that is creating your false shadow right here. Mm-hmm. So you can see it a little bit. So right here.
It's just super light.
Mm-hmm. Play the camera there. I need to load up Applejack. See if hers is any easier to see.
Oh, it's Applejack coming to talk to Rarity about.
You were sitting right there when I was explaining it.
Are you sure? I wasn't sitting here a lot of the time.
Yeah, I waited. I did it after the lighting bit.
They're gonna sell chicken nuggets again.
What?
That's what I remember you saying. They're gonna start a chicken nugget business.
But Scootaloo's in the grinder.
Well, that's third step one's done.
Okay. Visualizing properly. Matt Fulbright enters the room. Oh, see, you can see the lips here.
Yeah, you can see it on her a little better. It's Rarity.
Well, Rarity is harder because her color is gray and the ambient occlusion is gray. Mm-hmm. But on Applejack, her color is yellow and her lips are, I think she was eating some oranges.
Oh, candle. I like how we're spending a lot of time focusing on pony lips.
Why is that, Michael? Oh, yes, because you brought it up.
I just figured because you're weird, but
okay.
Put it on me, that's fine.
So I just want to get everything loaded in one shot before I start splitting shots, because it just makes things easier. So I'm going to have Applejack. He's kind of standing right here. And yeah, she's like, howdy, howdy.
It's the whole animation.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. And she all presses, and then...
She comes in. Howdy, howdy, howdy. I'm Applejack. Yeehaw!
That was an amazing impression. I don't even know why you used 15 AI.
Yeah. Okay, so she's gonna stand like maybe... Well, no, I can't actually put her that close, because she's gonna get slammed with that door. I can put her something like this. So I think for the beginning of this shot, I want to do some... It's probably gonna be... I want to show that she's kind of there, and when she opens the door. So let's do probably an 80 millimeter lens, because how normally it would be is 50 millimeter is like eye level feel. It's what the eye normally interprets. So if you use 50 millimeter, it's the one that makes you feel like you're standing there with them. So if I did something like over the shoulder with this, it kind of feels like you're invading personal space. So that's probably not what I want to do. Plus, I'm not really focusing on Applejack. I'm focusing on Rarity. And so there's no point in me having that kind of zoom. Something like this would maybe work for a 50 or something, but no. So we'll do 85 instead. And I like to use these standards because it's what the industry uses. And so it's kind of what our brain has been programmed to see and utilize. So now when I do this, it feels very much like we're focusing on Rarity instead of Applejack. So let's something like this.
The answer I have for you, Sir Edward, is a little bit, but I'm getting used to it.
Does she look like a burn victim?
I mean, that moment when the edibles kick in.
Some of these are different.
Just like when her mouth is closed and her lips are like barely noticeable, and then she has like the nostrils kind of sinking. Gummy worms.
Is that better?
Oh, that fire. It's like a geyser of fire just opened up her front door. Like, not again! Third time this week. Tried to start a side business in fracking. Oh no! It's beautiful.
He's fine.
Happens every time Applejack.
Michael, it hurts.
Oh, no.
It hurts.
No, I believe you. It looks like it.
Now I
hurts.
have to leave you?
No, I said I believe you.
It happened because of you. Help me. Help me. Well, you wouldn't help her, though, because her mouth's so squished up that her nose is basically gone.
Yeah. I mean, I'd hope for the best. I'd throw a cup of water on her or something. There you go. There's a good pooper.
But there's no problem. I'm still on fire!
It's okay. Kieran's do it all the time and they don't seem to mind.
Michael. You feel evil.
This is Rarity's cousin, Rarity. Like her. And dresses are just like matted jeans.
My favorite show is Paw Patrol.
Oh no.
And then you're like, no, delete.
Into the garbage with that one.
Yes. You shall,
watch Paw Patrol once.
there. So it's, she says she likes Paw Patrol, and then then hell, the portal to hell opens up, and they pull her in.
Hasbro will not stand for this.
Sends.
That's the only noise I see that thing making. And the weird thing with Paw Patrol is the merchandise between Paw Patrol and Pony seems to aim at the same demographic, but the shows definitely don't. Paw Patrol is definitely more like, it's just short of being Teletubbies.
Well, that's all. Well, I would say it's all kids shows, but Teletubbies is a special type of kids show.
Yeah.
It's meant to almost like follow like what kids psychologically want. They like repetition and like pretty colors, and it makes no sense to adults, but for kids, it's addicting.
Yeah,
it's like crack for kids.
Pony seems to fall into a weird place where it's kind of aiming towards younger kids, but at the same time, it's kind of aiming towards like teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
Like weird.
I'm gonna have to play with the lighting a little bit here because it's blown out, but that's fine. The idea with using this shot is I already have a ground set. The only thing that's gonna be difficult is if when I switch to Applejack, there is no there's no backdrop for that, but I can probably switch back and forth between this map and this map, because all I have to do for this one is remove this door, and then voila, I have most of a backdrop. I just have to turn it to look like that direction or something. It doesn't have to work. I'm not doing an establishing shot, so there's no preconceived anything. Okay, so the door is going to...
Put on her face.
The door is not even...
No, her booper. It's going through.
Her booper? I'm pretty sure it's her snoot.
Snoot.
That's what she uses for making the smells.
Making smell.
It's
Just phasing through.
It is like she just nods. She's just like, who dare?
Just imagining like old Looney Tunes.
She can see right there.
Daffy Duck.
You can see right there. I can see you. Fuck out! I don't want any car insurance.
Take your Girl Scout cookies.
No, wait, no. You take those girls' cookies. Not because you're trying to help the Girl Scouts, because they have cookies.
They're good cookies, but do I have to like... There's like a whole guilt trip attached to Girl Scout cookies. Buy them, or these small children can't go on their jamboree or whatnot.
That's the one, like, the Girl Scouts to me feel like it's more of a business. I don't even know how much of it's meant to support the actual Girl Scouts, because it seems like they're trying to teach them more how to get into commercializing and merchandising than they are actual, like... It doesn't feel like an equivalent to Boy Scouts if that's what they're trying to be.
It always kind of like the whole selling of the cookies thing, because it started feeling like at some point or another that became the focus of Girl Scouts.
Well, that's
like the cookies.
Even if it's not, that's what it feels like is the focus. And then what's the difference? It's the people when you hear Girl Scouts, do they think about learning and togetherness and No, they think of cookies.
Yeah, and like it feels like it's one huge skirt around child labor laws a little bit to me.
But they don't. Well, they're only selling. At least they're not making the cookies.
Yeah.
They were putting them in a kitchen.
Factories.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of how it started, though. I think they used to make their, and then they found a company that did it. The company's eyes lit up with like dollar signs, cartoon style. You're telling me that we can send these little girls out with?
It probably started as an innocent way to raise money, and then it just became profiteering because somebody realized they can make money on it. But they do make good cookies.
The Thin Mints?
The mint ones, they're Thin Mints. But
like
no, actually...
Samoas.
Yeah, are those the ones with like they're like round with the little like coconut on the top?
Yeah.
Those are so good.
Those are good.
Those are the best. That and there's like one with a little berry in the middle, I think. Thin Mints are well known, but I think they're just... I don't know, they're boring.
Well, you can eat like a whole box of them and then look down and be like, uh-oh, what have I done? We
were at the Mall of America once, and one of the mothers there, I bought or got one of the little islands out in the middle of the Mall of America. Tons of foot traffic. And she was selling cookies from that. That's called thinking ahead. I mean, I don't think the little girl called the mall and was like, can I please have... No, but it was still... It worked. Okay, so the door opens, and I want Rarity to be like Applejack, like, what can I do for you? And
Darling. It has to say darling.
Darling?
Absolutely. It's not Rarity. She doesn't say darling like every other sentence.
She just opens the door, darling, 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 darling. And then she goes, apples, apples.
Apples, apples.
Darling, darling. Apples, apples,
Whatever
apples.
script you had planned, it's going to be like Marvel Universe with the Groot script. You'll have your secret script, but then it's just going to be darling, 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 darling.
That would actually be easy because lip syncing would be super easy.
Yeah, just
it would be. That is a funny idea for a video of like having one of them be like, having her like be darling, darling, and then like apples, apples. Then Twilight comes in like books, books, books.
Books. Yeah, go book.
What would Rainbow say?
It's faced.
Or something. Cooler. He doesn't have as
cool.
much of this.
She just say cool, 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 cool. Face, cool.
What would Fluttershy say? Actually, just have it where they're all just doing that for a while, and then focus on Fluttershy, and then have her just like yell "fuck," just beep it out or something, and they all just stare at her.
It's just like, I'm just send it with the Applejack one. Apples.
I kind of like that idea, actually.
Apples.
That would be a lot of work, though.
Would it? You would have to like lip sync 5 words. And then
no,
just
the lip sync would be easy. The animation would be hard because I would have to have them all come in at different times.
You could just recycle animation. None of the animation.
I could actually.
None of the animation would matter. You could recycle so much.
I do like that. But how do you get all of them together?
They just keep showing up. It's Rarity's boutique.
I know, but they would have to come in. They would have to enter. Right now they're at a door, which means that afterwards I would have to make it so that they transition from in the door to inside the building.
Have, like Twilight already inside. You have Rainbow coming through a window. I don't know. You're
maybe
the
just jump cut.
Animator.
Jump cuts work if you make a really short compressed video, but if it's something like that would probably be like a 30-second video. Then you're talking like you're talking of like the time where jump cuts would be too much. So to me, the best bet on that would be utilize Ponyville. Mm-hmm. You're in an open space; they can come from any direction. That actually wouldn't be that difficult if I cheated the shit out of it.
You could cheat the shit out of it. None of the animation would matter. The whole joke would just be them saying, like, stupid words over and over again.
Okay, so then what would Pinky's word be? Party?
A party. Or fun. Oh, fun.
I don't know if I can use fun.
Why not? Because it would hurt. It would hurt me a little bit to hear fun.
The idea is if each person come in at a different time, have the first two go back and forth for a while, like 3 or 4 times, then have another person come over and join in very shortly after having another one, and then the fifth, and then or like the last 2 could come in at the same time, but have Fluttershy eventually just focus on her and nothing but her, so you just hear them all just saying whatever, and they just keep looking at her. As it just zooms in slowly. And then just have her say fuck. Hey, I don't have to worry about being made for kids then.
That is true.
Cake. No, it's like fun is
Fun hurts because I spent too much time at conventions just hearing fun.
I think in 2 syllables better. Darling, apple,
and party.
And
it would definitely be party then if it wasn't.
Mainly because you can give emotion to 2 syllables.
Yeah.
Fun, you can't. 1 syllable words. Well, I guess, is it fun in 1 syllable or is it fun? No, it's fun's 1 syllable.
Fun's 1 syllable.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm not sure.
Hello, Silver.
He's been here.
Oh. Hello again.
I think party would. Okay. You know what? Let's do that one instead. I like that. I'm going to keep calling it cement, though. Well, I did put it in the wrong folder. That's fine. But if we're going to do that, we need... Actually, you know what? We're just... actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this file. And we're going to... move it. Did I close it? I thought I closed that. There we go.
Finish your drink so I can pour some of that.
I knew you were going to.
Alright, you want it in your mug?
No, you can put it in this one.
Okay.
Oh, you can even keep the orange in there for all I care. Okay, so I'm just going to remove these 2. We're going to put these in the folder so it's available for future. So I need full Ponyville. That is also going back to... How should I get the track? I guess I could have just done that. I like copying links so I can just go boop and paste it. Oh, I can't paste in this type of window. For this one, I think I need... Yeah. Crack. I know I'm not going to make her say crack. Please make the animation. It's a brilliant skit. It sounds like... I don't mind putting time into animation. It's time into lip syncing, and it's the workflow for it. And since normally the idea for what I want to do comes about the exact same time that I need it, it's hard to even offload that kind of work because I don't like doing the animation until I've already got started on it. But I changed ideas too much. Like here, I would have already been getting work done on something and not actually had the need for it. So, let's put that here. I'm surprised it's not an idea that hasn't already been done. So we're gonna call this one. I'm just gonna call it cliche for now. All right. We need to eliminate from this file what we don't need first because it's gonna get really big really fast otherwise. Okay. Okay, so these should be the only scenes I need. Just let's load up Ponyville. Buttershy dips her head. She's about to whisper yay. No, I just want to have her, like, because it's going to be that there's already been implication that everybody has said something that is their word, and that she's there and just not doing anything. So the anticipation is she's going to say something, and then have her say not what that should be. It's pretty good.
Tastes like honey.
It does taste like honey. Michael picked up a bottle of mead from. We go to sociables a lot for the mead. This is an actual bottle of honey wine, and it is from still a local place actually. Mm-hmm. So support your local business, I guess. It was. You didn't buy it because it was local. You bought it because
it looked good.
Because right next to it was the strawberry rhubarb wine.
Mm-hmm. Strawberry rhubarb.
No, it is really good.
No, I like this.
It was like $8 for the bottle too, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was cheap.
It's cheap because it's local. So,
well, it doesn't always mean so. If it's local, it also means that they're not hitting economy of scale. So, okay, so I need this shot. I don't need the rest of them so much because all this shot or the next shot is the same thing, just slightly closer. So I actually can get rid of all of these.
It was $8 for the bottle, but these two glasses are the entire bottle. So
yeah, I guess there is with that. I don't think I need to do an establishing shot with this. I feel like this one can be kind of merged with that because if I do a shot like this, you know where you are. And if you don't, then why the hell are you watching pony videos?
It's clearly Seattle.
Where's the Space Needle?
It's in space.
That would make sense.
Yeah. What a silly question.
All right. I'm going to need to delete all the actors for right now because, well, yeah, I'm just going to delete all the actors. The one concern I kind of had for utilizing this the other way was it was going to be looking like Applejack's going to apologize for murdering her family.
That's not until season 7.
Okay. So the two things that take the longest to me are the most annoying. Is I like scene building, but it is time consuming. But also it is lip syncing, and that would actually be easy for this part. So let's load in all of our horses. Kind of. We're gonna load in as many as we can, and then I have to restart because it is. When I loaded in, well, you could to the ground.
Fly. Fly.
When I loaded in the map, it loaded everything. That includes. I need some of these stags. Super annoying. It loaded in everything, and it's still sitting in memory, so it's just going to be closer to crash the longer I do that. So the idea is I should load in what I need and reset to get the RAM back to normal. Because I'm already at 3,000 here. So, all right, we need a Twilight. Nice thing is all these characters also have revamped. Mm-hmm. It would be weird to jump back and okay. Oh, yep. No, this is fine.
Looks like they got revamps of quite a few of the characters.
Well, it's weird because some these characters have. This is the revamped. Mm-hmm. But if I want to change the ears, I have to change it to that.
Whoa.
This is the ears I used before.
I'm not saying I don't like them or dislike them. Is that more reminiscent of G5 or?
It says movie. I'm thinking it's more reminiscent of the G5.
The G5 or the G4 movie. That is how they looked in the G4.
Oh, okay, yeah, maybe. From when they started working on it, it would probably make more sense. Plus, I think some of these ears existed well before then. It was just the first time they were kind of all mixed together. I'm okay with it. I feel like normally I kind of wouldn't, but it works. So let's get her ears to movie. And not like it matters because her ears are already shoved in a hat.
Yeah, you can't see them. I did like the animation
Scar.
style in the G4 movie and then Rainbow Road Trip.
Okay, so now we need a pinky. Pinky. Look at them all just blankly staring into the air.
Yeah, I agree, Peak of War. If you suddenly had like a different version model with these models, it would seem.
That's why I was saying I'm okay with having the ears that way, or even just the facial structure, everything. They have bump maps on the noses to create more of a three-dimensional nose thing. I wouldn't want to mix and match these models with other things, but in this case, it's fine. I probably will have other model types in here, but they're going to be in the background. They're just going to be blurred out, and that's fine then. And yeah, I would have saved partially. The older models also take up less RAM space, so actually if they even have like the enhanced from before, if I'm just doing a background horse, I don't want to use them for anything. I want to use the VN or something because they just take up less memory.
They do revamps of the CMC or
maybe, I'm not sure. I haven't cared. Okay, pinky. Oh, that's pink. Too much pink. And there is such thing as too much pink. Too much Pinkie Pie?
Yeah. The episode Too Many Pinkie Pies was...
Well, that's too many great. Pinkie Pies. That's different than too much Pinkie Pie.
They did murder a bunch of them.
Yeah, well, I mean, how else to get rid of them?
Yeah. Sometimes you have to call the herd.
Yeah, I'm already way lower on RAM. I wanted to try to get them loaded first because then I don't have to open up the library again for a little while. Hey,
I really hope they get around to creating some sort of proper port engine for models between Bush Omega 1 and 2.
You know, out of all the horses, I feel like all of them kind of look like the original versions, except Rainbow. Her hair just significantly different from before. You know, from the old models.
Be right back.
Okay, so we're gonna rename these. It's just easier to read overall. Save. Oh no, it did save, kind of. Sparkle. Typing this all with one hand. That takes me an extra second here. Okay, so now we got Beesh. There we go. We're going to move them to our... Organization is important. You're new to animation, you've never done animation before, learn how to organize your stuff quick. Because when things start getting really big and you start having files that look like this is how I used to do my animation stuff. It's difficult on trying to figure out stuff, like where things are. Name your stuff so that they're easy to identify. If you keep in the model names, it's just going to be a mess. And SFM's smart enough that if you copy models, it will automatically add whatever number is at the end. It'll add another one. So like building here, I make building 1 and the next one becomes building 2. So do that. Just recommendation. Where did you get the idea to use Francis as Rathalos and then to make Rathalos animations? So those came about because I wanted to, as like a quick passion project that I kind of lost the passion on quick, I wanted to remake one of the like cutscenes from Final Fantasy VII, and like some of the ones with Bahamut. I really liked those. They were super nostalgic, and I thought that would be a super fun little thing to do. But to do that, I needed a dragon model. And there was no dragon models that I could find. I dug everywhere. It's a better market now for dragon models. There's a lot of the Dragalia Lost ones that would actually work pretty well because they have the same body structure. But it was just, there was not much out there. And so I dug around, and I had already played some Monster Hunter, and then I ran around across the Rathalos one. And I'm like, well, this one's probably the closest that I can find. So I downloaded it, and I was playing around with it. And when I played around with the mouth on it, I realized there was a couple little jaw bones on the top, and I'm like, I wonder if I can make this one talk. And so I just did a quick little video on it, just as more of I guess as a joke, but it was just to see like, can I do this? And
sorry, man, shit happens.
So that's what this model was. So him speaking here has none of the lip animation stuff that I ended up adding. But it had the little bits at the front. I'm like, this actually kind of works. Like he has the same mouse structure, whatever. And when I posted this, it actually got fairly popular. Like some of the Monster Hunter people ended up running across it, and so it got a lot of likes. I'm like, so people actually like. Okay, so I decided to, let's try something a little bit fun and go a different direction with stuff. So I put a bunch of facial flexes on it and kind of just exploded from there. The Francis voice was picked because I just needed a voice to throw on there, and it was the one that just kind of worked the best.
It does fit.
It fits
his character.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's because you used that voice, and I just can't imagine him with any other voice now.
Mm-hmm. I've seen some other Twitter accounts or other accounts that try to be a Rathalos, and they like scream or swear a lot, trying to be like angry all the time. But I don't feel that that's his character. I feel like him just being this like guy that's kind of just sick of everything and just like I don't care, man, whatever, I don't fuck off. Like I think it's way better. It's way more fun.
Too bad the voice actor only ever did that particular voice for Francis.
It's on the list for 15AI though, so someday it'll be on there. But I don't know if you can get the nuance of Francis. Because Francis wasn't about just saying the words. It was just him every now and then going like really high pitched. Like, well, I don't know about. And you're going to miss that. It's not going to be the same. So.
I've seen that voice actor's webpage. They look expensive.
They look expensive.
Like, if you want to talk to me about voice work, contact my agent.
Well, yeah, but any professional in any type of. Yeah, well, he did a professional video game for a large company. That probably means he has an agent. Oh, it's either that or you're going to be abused, kind of like the guy from Gearbox with Borderlands, the guy that did Claptrap. Mm-hmm. He was just a guy that worked there.
Yeah.
And he did the voice for it, but they didn't pay him any extra for the voice, and he kind of got mad about it when he fought it. They basically fired him and just grabbed somebody else that sounded like him.
Yeah, it's rough.
Randy Pitchford's an asshole.
Okay. I think, like, one of my favorite series, which is Half-Life, the voice actor who's been the G-Man since the beginning, he's the one voice actor they've carried over to every iteration.
Yeah, he was just somebody that was there, too.
He was just one of their programmers.
Yeah. But it's not the voice of G-Man, it's the nuances of the character that it's really good. But Valva is better. I would say better towards his employees, but that is coming from a point of not actually knowing what I'm talking about.
Like every other character throughout the series has the voices changed, like Alex's voice has changed, so on and so forth. But that's the one character they. I think that's great.
Okay, so I do not. Fluttershy is definitely going to be the last one to come in. I think Rarity and Applejack are the best to pop in because I can be nuanced about it. So if Applejack walks up to Rarity, Rarity can say "darling," and then she can just say "apples." And then you can start it from there, but it doesn't sound like that's how it's starting at the beginning. It sounds like she's just saying "darling."
Yes, Rarity's definitely the best one to start with.
So Rarity is the start, then Applejack. I want them to go back and forth for a little bit. Who should be next? Rainbow Dash to me is the one that doesn't have as much of an identifiable quote, so I want her to be towards the end. So I think that it's either Pinky or Twilight. I'm thinking Twilight.
You could pretty much go either way with those two.
I'm thinking Twilight because then I can focus on books a little more. Because when she comes in and says parties, that's kind of cliche. So, I mean, books is too, but I think then books, Twilight, Fluttershy, and then have Rainbow and Fluttershy come in at the same time.
Winning would work. So, definitely in the running.
No, because saying that over and over and over again would be kind of stupid.
She's. I feel like it would be cool or fast.
Yeah. What Rainbow has? She has cliches, but no single word. Like they all kind of have words. Well, Fluttershy's can't. You can't really say it's
Wonderbolts over and over again. That's what her obsession was, at least early on in the show, was the Wonderbolt. Always Wonderbolts.
Just everyone pancakes.
Pancakes.
Awesome. Oh, awesome.
Awesome. Why didn't I think awesome?
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. Okay, that one's locked in.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do awesome. So I'm gonna put a little subtext afterwards because I want to just to make sure. So she's darling. And Applejack is going to be
Pears.
Apples. Twilight Sparkle is going to be books.
No, you spelled it wrong.
What?
You spelled it wrong. Books with the important.
You're fired.
Not books. It's books. Books.
Books. Party. Rainbow Dash is going to be... and actually, you don't even need to technically 15AI for this. You could probably just extract every time.
You could. There's probably a soundboard somewhere that would have all of them.
Okay. So yeah, she'll be last. So I'm going to have these two come in, and then after, like, probably... 3 back and forths, I'll have Twilight come in and maybe like interject twice, then have Pinky and Rainbow come, or actually probably have all 3 of these come in at about the same time. And then, but I want to have them all come in at the same time because I want to have them interject really quickly and then just have it be a bunch of words just being spammed all at the same time, like they're all just talking over each other with just the same words, and then have it Fluttershy zoomed in on. So let's focus on this right now. So this
hairs. These hairs.
Yeah, it does that. The one thing I'm going to have difficulty with right now is this area that I'm in is kind of restricted. So I cannot utilize this as a park. Mainly because if I were to just utilize this back here, trying to fill in enough buildings to not see this flat line would be difficult. But if I fill this area in, I won't have to worry about it.
I think you should have the mayor building called that.
That can stay there.
Somewhere.
Yeah, no, that can stay there.
Super iconic.
I don't know if it's going to be visible, but the idea is at least from where they are right now, it needs to be basically full buildings. I don't care about the grass. I can deal with that later. That would be a per shot thing to maybe worry about and then copy and paste between. But I want to make sure... You know what? I can probably not deal with the buildings right now. If I just deal with the shots, then I can copy paste between the shots.
I kind of when I'm standing in front of Sugar Cube Corn. That's just.
No, because then I have to start with Pinkie Pie earlier on.
I mean, they're all there all the time because they're sugar addicts.
I think that's all they eat.
Diabetes.
They're all like America, and they just eat processed foods.
I kind of wish, like, they all seem like physically fit horses, but all they eat is cupcakes and stuff all day. I wish I could do that.
Well, do you know what a physically fit horse looks like?
Those horses.
I don't know, because supposedly she's physically fit, but she doesn't look any different than her, and all she does is sit at home all day.
Oh, Rarity's kind of got this, like, you eat a cracker, and then you, like...
Are you sure?
Don't eat for the rest of the week.
How do you know?
She's a fashionista. That's what they do. Have you ever seen The Devil Wears Prada? They just like fat shame throughout that entire movie.
Well, I'm pretty sure that you're going into some like stereotypes.
That's a good movie, though.
Yeah, probably.
I like that.
Okay, if they're gonna walk up each other on the street, should I have them? Should something be going on there? Like, is there like a reason why she's going there?
What, in the street?
Yeah.
I mean, they're just hanging outside.
I don't want to have them just start talking. I wanted to have, like, Applejack walk up to Rarity or vice versa.
What would Rarity be doing out in dusty streets?
I could put up, like, an apple stand.
You could have, yeah, that's the only thing Rarity'd be doing out there is, like, shopping. They'd have a stand of some sort.
Or... I could have it be like she's walking up to Applejack and Applejack had a cart of apples. Like she was pulling it and she just like saw a friend.
Mm-hmm.
I could do that. Because there's a car right there.
I believe you. Gotta hook up that horse.
The difficulty with I can't hook her up. If I do, and I'm having her talking, moving around, that would mean that these very, very stationary like sticks would also have to move. I don't want to have to animate those.
Just put her at her apple stand. I know you.
I don't have an apple stand. I have a cider stand.
That works.
No, because then I have to put her behind that, and they'd be talking across that, and then when 3, 4, 5 other people showed up, they would all be in front of the stand. She'd be behind it. It'd be hard to show her along with everybody else.
We'll have them at somebody else's stand, like shopping.
No, because then I have to show that person.
Like a radish stand.
No, nobody eats radishes.
Pretty tasty. They're a little spicy.
They're not spicy.
They have a little bit of spice.
They have I don't know. A spice is. I don't know if they're on the Scoville scale there.
Well, like it's similar to like horseradish, but not as strong.
Oh, no.
You would say horseradish is spicy, right?
Horseradish has a kick. I don't know about it. Spice goes so many different directions.
Yes, I agree. Radishes are good though.
I'm not like, especially on their own. I'm not a fan of them.
I'll eat them for like a snack, but they're pretty good in salads, and that's about it. Either eat them by themselves or.
You said they're pretty good as a snack. Oh yeah, and in salads, only salads.
And in salads.
Oh, hot rod.
I don't know what else you do with it.
Proper radishes can definitely be spicy. Yes, my old grandpa used to like radishes, if I remember right. Yeah, I can put it like this, and then I can make it look like she was like getting ready to do something with the cart, and didn't because one of her bestest friends came up, and then they had a very eloquent conversation. So let's do that. Now I gotta get some apples in this cart.
Sounds like a pain.
Kind of. I've done it before.
You'd fill it full of like pears, just to... or boxes of Apple Jacks. I kind of want it. Just an entire cart full of Apple Jacks. You could have levels of stupidity.
I feel like if I'm gonna do this,
you just have one giant box of Apple Jacks.
This is... Boom.
Now that's a big box of Apple Jacks.
He's very excited.
So happy. Got our own brand cereal now.
It's called Apples Jacks. No, I can do that, but I think what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to put apple models in there, but I'm going to mix it in
with
boxes of Apple Jacks.
That will be rotten.
I have to save it. It's getting close on RAM. I'm looking for the one from TF2.
They're like a pony apple. Yeah, it's got a worm. There you go.
So the only one I can actually use is the one with the bite mark in it. Every time I've done it, I just make sure it's turned. So last time I did this, I did use this model and just placed a buttload of them.
I kind of like the idea, though, that Applejack just takes a bite out of every apple because she can't control herself.
Okay, so what we do is we put down a couple apples. Let's take that. We'll call this a very creative name of Apple 1. And then we take a second apple. Kind of just turn a little bit. And we put it like right there. A little bit up. Okay. Another apple. Go over here. Turn it a bit more. This one, because it's hidden, we can kind of shove it in like this. So the stem doesn't look the same. Okay. And then paste. And we do another one. Oh, we had to do this only a couple times. After a couple times, it's I can copy paste the groups. Kind of, but they're not. They're apples.
Very shiny.
I'm going to keep going a little bit higher right now. Turn that a little bit. And basically want to do probably 9. And a sec. We'll see that that's kind of good. Okay, I'm going to copy that one just so I have a different base to work with here.
If the new ponies in Gen 5 had like a catchphrase, what do you think it'd be?
The new ponies?
Yeah, I'm asking Chad as well. Chad, chime in what you think the new ponies in Gen 5's, what their catchphrases would be.
I don't think we've had enough time with those characters to define a catchphrase.
Yeah, I like really so far, and I know it's only been the one movie, they feel, I don't know, they don't, you're right, I don't think their personalities have really been established yet.
Yeah, we've had characters that have had their personalities now developed over season after season.
We can sum it up in single words.
Yeah. Now I can copy paste groups of them. I can say this is a supplemental pile of apples.
Not just derp, she's derp derp. Derp derp derp.
Does she? Is
derp derp.
that what she sings, or does she say muffins?
Oh, she says muffins, but mostly just derp.
But how does she get her muffins if all she says is derp?
She walks up, she goes derp derp derp, and they just give her free stuff because adorable.
Is that how that works?
Yes, if you're adorable, you get free stuff. So if you're adorable, you know
must have never gotten anything free in your life.
I've never gotten anything, but that's okay. Neither of you.
Oh, look. He's learning. He's being an asshole, too.
That's right.
Okay, so the reason I had the pile is kind of churned is you can now kind of just shove them in here like this. So you're like, bam,
Nice.
pile of apples. And as long as you turn them a little bit every time, nobody notices. Okay, and now we're going to take all these apples and we're going to copy them. The way I'm doing it kind of makes it's not cost efficient in terms of like model placement. but it works. So these two are going to be deleted. No, this one.
The render time of this shot just increased tenfold because of the number of apples.
I don't need to fill all of them. So I've got it started now. And so now I just got to figure out what's my shots look like. So I'm probably going to do something like this. Because I need to have her there. If I'm not showing the whole cart of apples, then I can cheat it. I kind of prefer being from this direction, so I'm just going to do this. But I need to be far enough back that we see Rarity walk up. So maybe like this.
Good distance. Wouldn't go too far over.
Well, it's going to be just to show Applejack and then have Rarity walk up and then zoom in from there. Get an orange back in there. So I'm not gonna worry about the apples now because he said the more I focus on it, the more it's going to start lagging. So that'd be good.
Apples are round. That's a problem. Processing. But I had so many problems with that boutique is it's a round building.
I got a box of Applejacks in there too.
Perfect.
Okay, so let's decrease that a bit so I can focus on the range there. It's a little better. I'll have to play with some of the shading and stuff on there too, but whatever. I'm not liking that angle anymore. Maybe do something like...
Welcome back, sir.
Maybe you just kind of have it focused on Applejack, like this.
He's the one doing stuff. Kinda.
Maybe kind of just focus like this a little bit. And...
The important thing is to try to not animate too much. Otherwise, you're gonna like bog yourself down.
No, the animating part is not that difficult as long as they're not moving around or interacting with things, and they're not doing either. So that's easy stuff. It's just bouncing and all that crap.
I mean, you just. So.
The orange fell. Nick covered me with honey.
Oh my. Just don't drink your shirt.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to later. No, so the idea was I could have it be like this. And the lighting is not final in any way. This is using some of the old lighting. So, but have it kind of be like this. Have her doing apple things. I mean, like, I don't care. She's just doing the yeehaw as a frolic care.
Just port something in for her real quick.
I'm not worried about it right now. Right now it's about shot planning, because if I put something in and then it ends up being that I'm going to change it, I'm just redoing work. I can figure that out. But, so yeah, have her doing like horse things.
That's a horse thing.
Yes, it's very much a...
Oh, too far. Just feel like smashing Applejack, getting ready for a fight. Just like, cracking my neck.
Yeah.
Just turns her head.
She's just getting ready. She's like,
falls over. Oh no.
She's loosening up her joints.
Like, the person just getting ready to fight. Just like, are you okay? Like, hold on for just a minute there.
Yeah, you hold on there, right there. Dimmadome.
Dimmadome. She is. The apple domes.
Apple domes.
Apple domes.
Oh, that was not blue. That was green. That's close enough to the blue. Alright. Oh, that camera is moving. I do not want that. Okay, we'll just do in. So, okay, she'll just have kind of be like a sitting here with her thing. And then I want to have... Oh, no, wait, no. I have to be like this.
Better shot.
It's about it's the 180 rule. So Rarity's going to come from this side and start talking. And if I'm at this side of her and then she starts talking, I have to stay on this side. But all the buildings I have is on this side. So if I'm going to do that, I want to make sure I am staying on this 180. The 180 rule basically saying that there is a line that goes straight through their face. And once you are on one side of their face in a conversation, you do not swap to the other. So if I'm over here with say Applejack talking and Rarity talking, I cannot swap over like this during the middle of the conversation. It's disorienting. Because you have to think of your viewer as a physical entity within the scene, and somebody that is in part of a conversation on this type of a conversation, you can move them around like this, but they're not going to suddenly interject in the middle and then go stand here. So the 180 rule says draw a line between your two actors, do not cross it. There are maybe some times where you can break that if they moved around or something's happened or somebody's been added in, but you don't want to if you can try. So in that case, I want to stay on this side. Thank you for the follow, Rodney. So in this case, I'm gonna... Oh, nope. I gotta hide Applejack there. And I can start with Applejack because Rarity can then introduce herself as saying darling. So Applejack's going to... I don't know. She's gonna look like... downwards or something. I'm gonna say she's like... Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna change anything. I'm gonna keep her static. It's easier that way. So she's just static. And this is... Applejack start. Okay. We'll check a couple things on the camera here. 167 is fine. 30 is fine. We're all good. Okay. Camera's still moving. Okay. There we go. Now we go at another one, so it's just Applejack, and then I want her... Now that it's copy-pasted, I can putz with her a little bit. So I want her to be... kind of looking down at something. Not paying attention to what's in front of her.
I kind of just want her bouncing back and forth, looking at her who... That's my...
No, I want it... I don't want to put in stupid until... Applejack's excluded. I don't want to put any stupid in until the stupid starts. I like people thinking that I'm making something serious and then it isn't.
I feel like it's her with like seeing something stuck to her hoof and then it's trying to scrape it off on the cart.
Something brown.
Like,
it was like apples.
Oh, apples.
Oh, that would be introducing the joke too early. So she's just gonna be looking down. Let's see here. Okay, we're gonna make it a little quicker, so maybe within a second. Then she, oh, yeah, it's so. Her head went down. Oh no, her head went up. Okay, so it's like Applejack, and then she's looking up. And then she's all excited because she's apples.
Good apples.
Apples.
Good. Like I have some apple.
Apple.
Heard Nirvana.
You want some apples?
Apples.
Hey guy, you want some apples? Yeehaw, motherfucker. Applejack brand Applejacks. It tastes like Applejacks.
Oh no.
It's like, it's her bathwater.
Oh no, it's apple girl bathwater.
It's not even bathwater, it's just sweat.
Oh no. Still
Hey,
tastes like apple
bronies
juice.
exist.
Bronies do exist.
The meaning of life is apple. It is.
Oh no. I'm gonna set up a booth at a convention now, and it's just gonna be apple juice, and I'm just gonna label everything apple girl bathwater. I'll make so much money.
And have it taste nothing like apples.
No, it could just be straight
Just
up apple.
tastes like pear.
Bottles of Snap.
Bottles of Snapple.
That's all it would be. I'd sell it for $20 a bottle.
Some people, no, you could, you don't, if you sell for too much, people aren't going to buy it. But if you sell for cheap enough, people are going to buy it. It's like double the regular retail because people are going to buy it because they want to like get the stupid.
They want the picture of Applejack on it. You know, there'll be people out there who can pretend that it's Apple. I'll buy it. I'll buy it for $20 a bottle. Because bronies exist. Chat, would you buy my apple girl bathwater? Same.
Okay, and then we do something like this, and then we go, and we got rarity. What are you laughing about?
I'm laughing at chat. They're all like, yes, please.
Wait for 2 strips of latinum.
I think that's a Star Trek reference.
Oh boy, the fandom would go mad if there was apple bathwater. Okay. And so then rarity starts further away. And
You know what? I kind of love that one, that animation. It's like change nothing.
and then okay, so she'll heal darling, and then she'll come up here and be like darling, and then swap over to back to this one. I don't know how to text these because it's like Applejack.
More apples.
Apples. 1.
Just have apples, and apples.
Okay, and so then all of this is gonna be out. We need rarity in here.
Dating with her.
It's 7:30. I'm good myself. I made my first one real strong.
That wine can.
Okay, and so then
Ciders and.
so I'm gonna have to play with some of the lens stuff on here because right now, and this one it'd be more like probably this in terms of blur, and the lighting again isn't final. So then she'd be like, darling. I think you know what we're gonna do. We're gonna go in here quick. I'm gonna eventually vary this, but we're going to right now. We're gonna just generate an apples.
Well, you spelt it wrong.
Apples.
Nope, I need a different one.
You need to spell apples with a U.
No, what is with you and use?
It's apple.
Apples.
Spell.
Apples.
I need her to be excited.
Apples.
Oh, that one's cool.
That one's on for you.
Apples.
You know what? Actually, I have a better idea.
You need a couple different apples.
I can just cut it up.
Yep.
I'm so exited. Actually, it comes up with excited as one of the first ones that come on there, so it's already excited.
Apples, 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 apples.
I like that first one. Apples, 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 apples.
Apples, 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 apples.
Okay, so this is apples.
So perfect.
Okay, and then we need to go to rarity.
Anyway, for her to be flamboyant about it.
It's a musical.
Darling, 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 darling. Darling, 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 darling. Darling, 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 darling.
We're gonna do this one. This one actually follows kind of the same thing as this one, so. Okay, so we got darling. Now they do not work default. I have to open up. They do not have Audacity yet. I have not re-downloaded that yet.
Right, you got like a mostly new computer.
At least it's an easy and free download, so.
It is Audacity. Wonderful program.
Free.
That's what makes it.
Not complete yet? Or like a virus scan or something? There we go. Don't get the newest. It's too late. Too late, Nolan. They go. And happy birthday, Nolan.
Oh yes, happy birthday.
I don't need it to be anything fancy. All I need is for it to be to open a file and then essentially just resave it immediately. Because I don't think it comes in 44-100. Oh, I gotta go in the weird way. Oh, the newest has spyware. It does. Then why does it have spyware? Because are they poor?
All that audio is left them destitute. Say.
Yes, it is.
Well, it's your birthday now. I like lean down to read.
Okay. Rarity. Darling. Once I'm done with this, I'll just get rid of it, but it was already installing. Export wave. So I need to put the person's name at the front because it's just in the future I'm not going to know what the hell it is.
How would you not know?
Yeah, it's my gestation Star Revolution anniversary. Wow, that is very nerdy of you. Okay. It's probably going to crash if I even try opening up any of those, so I'm just going to preemptively restart. How was your day off?
Oh, you took a day off for your birthday.
Hmm.
Wow.
You said it yesterday where we were playing.
Yeah. I wasn't listening. I was murdering people.
Mm-hmm.
For social obligations. Sees murder.
Gosh, darling, 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 darling,
Okay.
just her. I just want to see like her bobbing up at the same time.
darling, darling,
Okay.
darling.
I might need to try to find very specific ones because if you type in and you kind of give it a couple tries, you can usually find some that don't really sound fake. sound pretty good. And I could even find some of the times where she said it for real, use those for the singles, and then like anytime she's saying it lots in a row, use 15 AI.
Right, sound.
Well, no, I
mark it down. But...
His rules on it say that you can't mix and match TTS. It does not say that you can't mix real show with TTS. So
yeah, you just can't mix different AI programs, which people have been doing anyways. But people make comparison videos.
Well, that's different. He doesn't want to have it where somebody doesn't know which they're listening to.
Mm-hmm.
Darling.
Darling.
No, she's not going to do that here. I don't want that to be obvious until Applejack starts saying things.
Darling.
Okay, and then she says...
Apples.
Let's shrink that
So there's
back
a
little
channel with everyone saying their main. Sunset, I actually am very curious of the latest update to 7 Days to Die as well. Got a huge update today.
Darling.
Not the first person to bring it up.
Darling.
I'm looking to two of them.
Darling. Apples.
I gotta keep it.
Darling.
Everything's collecting data on me. I don't know what they want to do with it. As long as I don't require any effort on my part.
Apples.
They can sell me all the shoes. I don't know. It is fun on YouTube though. It was like I'll look at something on like Amazon, and all of a sudden I'll be on YouTube and they'll advertise nothing but that thing I looked at on Amazon. It's always fun.
Darling. Apples.
Yeah. Well, if there was a life-size Derpy plush that was like reasonably priced.
And there's also every Fluttershy, every Pinkie Pie party, and every Rainbow Dash awesome. Yeah, that makes sense. We can advertise a life-size 4'6" tall D-Roy plush. What?
I think they meant to say Derpy plush.
I like D-Roy.
It's like, it's D-Roy, your favorite. What do you want for Christmas?
Everybody
It's
loves
just
D-Roy.
some, like some sad child
Darling.
plush. He's like, my name's D-Roy. I have a plastic pizza topper collection. He's got all those like pizza tables. He just got tons of them. Like
Apples.
D-Roy just rolls like
Darling.
that.
Apples. Darling.
Apples.
Apples. Darling.
It'll be fun. It'll be a fun video to get through.
So, well, some of it's going to be hard, but the hard parts are going to be easy.
Darling.
As long as you don't like try to do too much with the animation. Just
Yep.
recycle
And so
stuff.
then we go to this one,
Fine.
and we take the camera.
Just soup. Apples. D-Roy with Kung Fu grip and that. Now, as a very firmly established brony, life-size plush does sound appealing. They're all very expensive. Talking random.
Apples, apples, apples. Apples, apples, apples. Apples, apples. Apples, apples. Apples, apples.
Ambient.
Apples, apples. Darling, darling, darling. Apples, apples. Apples, darling.
Hello, Scope.
Apples, apples.
You want your you want a Rainbow Dash plush or just straight up the oh boy?
I think he wants the old boy.
The oh boy plush. Oh boy.
Darling, darling. Apples, apples. Darling, darling. Darling. Apples, apples.
I can see some handing that picture to some plushy artist and being like, "Make this," and it'll, this is gonna cost all of your money. Oh no, not the jar.
No, what are they doing to that jar?
Oh boy. Happy it's not there.
Darling, darling, darling. Darling, darling, darling. Apples. Darling, darling, darling.
Okay, and then we'll randomly have here who's gonna be next?
You said Pinky or Twilight, but yeah.
I think it was Twilight.
I feel like Twilight would be.
Yeah, it's Twilight. I wanted to ensure it's a question.
Books? Books?
It's perfect. Okay, and then
Got a books.
if I put the exclamation point, it should give a nice little ending if I want to use it.
Books, 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 books. Books, 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 books. Books, 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 books,
I feel like it's not really drawing out the O very much.
No, the best would be to do something like this. I think this will create a more pronounced ending. Deja vu books. God, I haven't read these pages before.
Books, 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 books. Books, books.
Maybe we could add like an extra O.
Books, books.
Lots of extras. This is a one book.
Probably gonna go not ooh.
Ooh. Okay, use the U.
Books, 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 books.
You happy?
Books, books, books.
I can't hear it, but I'm.
Books,
It's like books.
books, 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 books.
Just having one
Books,
super long
books.
drawn out. Pretty great.
We'll do that one. Oh no, I was gonna save it. No, that was the wrong button. Anyway. Boo, boo.
Books,
Oh, that was too lewd.
books.
Too lewd. I want to hear that one.
Books, books, books,
You
books.
can play all three at the same time.
Books, 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 books.
It's a gaggle of Twilights.
Books, 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 books. Books, books, books,
Okay,
books.
that's just too weird. some of them get a little bit lewd sounding. Yeah, so well, Dad. We're not gonna do that. Let's just do some random books here.
Books, 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 books.
Those actually sound really good. I like that one.
Oh.
Hmm?
Why don't you try it with a U?
Yeah.
Yes, that is correct. The 15 AI is a wonderful site where you can make all the points. Do whatever.
So you can just go to the page and have Pinkie Pie talk to me on demand. Yes, you can. It was down for like 9 months, but now it's back up for a couple weeks before it goes back down for another 9 months. It should be fine. This baby, so he's making it how he wants to make it. This video is going to make it longer than I thought it would be, but it shouldn't be that difficult. Nonetheless, I can just go cheap on it. Okay, so now I need
This means more ad revenue.
books question. Okay, so let's go. And then I want to have the books question be while still looking at rarity.
Darling. Books,
Then have her say books.
books.
And so then at when she says books, we have there we go. Oh,
That is book. Good stuff.
they both kind of look over. And this is no final animation for sure. It's basically just telling me
Just imagine
what I want to do.
what you're gonna do. Like existing animation and small tweak.
You know, this is about idea. So it's that the idea now is they're looking to the right. That's all I want to get from it. It's a storyboard. Storyboards are never the final. So,
Darling. Books,
so then we have the camera. Oh, no, let's grab
darling.
that one. So this camera's now going to pop up between the two like this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to grab the end of last shot because at least it's the easiest way for me to save time on stuff because I can just go boop.
Ooh. I like this video
Out.
more already.
They're already churned.
Wow, check out that light lamp. A really cool lamp. Like the city paid so much money for that lamp.
I gotta stay at 50. 15 years after I called 15 because it's the amount of delays it's up. Amount of days is up a year. Yeah, I've heard that joke multiple times. I think you should briefly look directly at the camera at some point. No, because it would distract from the narrative I'm trying to tell. Because it's like when you're going down a hill, throwing certain types of jokes in are like throwing a rock in that hill. I want to keep the momentum going. I don't want to have people stop and be like, "Oh, she looked at the camera," and then miss the actual point of everything.
They're talking to each other. And this is how the horses communicate via catchphrases. As horses. Just it. I'm talking about. I have.
Okay,
I have.
she definitely needs to be. For this specific shot, I'm actually going to move these two closer. Because there's nothing telling me how far they are away from each other. And then I can do an 85. I feel like that works better for the back shot. And we're going to hide the apples in the wagon. So I can get a better shot here.
Welcome back, Charging.
That's a little better. And then you got a clip.
Just the box of apple text.
Oh. More. Put in the apple back box. Okay, and then they look at Twilight, and then
Books. 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 Books.
I had some honey wine. I am feeling pretty good.
okay, because I split these now, I actually have to cut it a little bit quicker, but
Books.
that's fine. This is not final audio. It's meant to just give me an idea as to what's going on.
Books. Books. Books.
I would say between honey wine and mead, I'm actually kind of a bigger fan of honey wine.
Well, their honey wine is just it is mead.
Well, it's difference between like 5% alcohol and 10%.
Maybe.
Books. Books. Books.
Actually, it might be a little cut off, but that's fine. I just want to have it be where it's speed.
Books. Books. Books.
Yes, you do, Jordan. Go to sociables.
They are good. They have, well, actually, I would say yes, but lately they've not had their normal mead out. They've had a maple mead, so it's actually been kind of not as good.
Yeah.
The maple mead is fine. It's just I don't like it near as much as the regular mead, so I just haven't been getting it in a while.
They've been trying. They like trying different things.
Yeah, they actually had their what do you call it? Their 8th anniversary recently, and they actually had they had a pomegranate lemon cider there that was really, really good. But I ended up or I wanted to get it as the one I got in my growler, but they wouldn't let me. They said that they don't have enough, so they were limiting how much people could get, and they wouldn't let me grab any, which was sad.
They did make a change to like the road rash. It used to be it's raspberry now, right? It
used to be raspberry, but now it's a raspberry lemon. The Scrumpy used to be regular Scrumpy, now it's a blueberry Scrumpy. I don't think you can get regular Scrumpy anymore. But blueberry Scrumpy is significantly better, so it's fine.
It's fun to go there and see what they have, as long as they have a lot of variety. Sometimes
there's always something to grab. No, as long as they have like the cranberry, the raspberry, or the blueberry, I'm good. Mm-hmm. And they always have at least one of those. The blueberry is their mainstay, so it's always there. Right. That's actually what I filled up in the growler a couple times now.
I always enjoy going there. It's nice to go there in the winter months, just because they started the whole fire pit thing. I hope they keep doing it.
Yeah, we were there last time, and by the time they started them, we already left. And also, it wasn't even that cold. It was like 45, 50 that day, and like today it was like what 4.
I'd rather have a fire pit at like 45 and 50 though than at like 10.
No, when we were there in Christmas. It was 20 to 25.
Yeah. Go again sometime soon before everybody disappears for the holiday. Or is
probably the 18th, because Kyle's going to disappear the 19th for a while, so we can go next week. Not this weekend, but the weekend after.
No, I'm gone that weekend.
18th?
Yeah.
You're gone this weekend?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Home.
The weekend before Christmas?
The week, yeah. I go the whole week. I leave on the 18th and gone until the 27th.
So I start my days off of work on the 24th, and then I don't go back to work until the 3rd.
That would be the nicer thing to do, but we only have 3 people, so we have to kind of move stuff around. You guys have fun.
Because going next weekend would be, or not this weekend, because I think I got a cookie party I gotta go to.
Yay, cookie!
So now we're gonna quickly cut to her, and we're gonna shorten this up, and I think this is still gonna be more work than I want it to be, but
oh. No, face, her adorable
she did
face.
melt. And we're gonna grab. Basically, if it starts with the person's name, I don't need to specify what word they're saying.
Yes.
These ones are weird because hers kind of start midway through and finish in the next.
I mean, it is a little bit better out of the tap, but if you're just stopping by to like grab some, you can probably pick it up at the.
It is better out of the tap if you're able to go and get it out of the tap.
Yeah, I wouldn't just go way out of my way though, just to get it that way. If I, hey, the nice thing about that place is just hanging out there. But that's always with people too. So. I don't know how much fun I'd have at a bar alone, drinking alone.
At sociables?
Yeah, like just sitting there alone drinking.
I don't know if I brought like a laptop to kind of work on stuff or do something at the same time, sure, but otherwise no. And if you're doing it, normally people go to a bar to socialize, so it's just to go and talk with random people. But normally people there go in groups, so I don't know how well that would work.
Going to a place called Sociables alone in itself is sad.
Darling, darling, darling. Books? Books, books, books.
It's already turning out to be a masterpiece, and I love it.
Apples. Apples.
That's why I can't wait for self-driving cars. And I could just...
I don't think that they would still let you drive drunk.
But you wouldn't be driving the car, would?
Yeah, but you have to be ready to take over an emergency, and in doing so, you would be under the influence.
True. But at the same time...
At the same time, just buy a damn sober cab.
My car will drive.
Okay, so we're gonna do...
Darling.
There's this company in Canada right now that's trying to do the whole self-driving car thing, where they just have it just fits one person. It just comes. It's like little electric self-driving cars. I don't know.
No, it was they were doing it not just for, it wasn't for drunk people. I think it was for kids to be able to travel without a parent and stuff too. And it was only as a theoretical thing. It was never put into production. Okay, so this one actually needs to be called
I don't feel I'm not really keen on driving. If somebody else is willing to drive, I'll let them drive like time. I'd prefer not somebody who wants to be behind the wheel.
Darling, darling,
I find driving to be a chore.
darling. Darling.
One I'm happy to do, but yeah, it's not fun. Maybe when I was a kid, when I was younger, it was a lot of fun, but old now. Old and waiting for the car to drive itself so I don't have to do it.
Books.
Now, I know some people who have to be the one driving. Like if they're in a car and they're not the one driving, they are uncomfortable. It's not me though. My dad was that.
Darling, books.
I had to be the one behind the wheel.
There, how about this? It's just...
Darling, books.
This is a very deep conversation. Love it.
Darling, darling, books.
I prefer being the guy in the passenger seat taking a nap.
Or freaking out because of the weather.
Yeah. Better than driving. If I'm gonna die, it's gonna be somebody else's fault, not mine. I won't be blamed for my death.
At that point, you're dead.
Darling books.
There we go. Okay, so far, this is the genius that we've come up with. Oh, here, Michael.
Darling,
There we go.
darling, darling. Apples, apples, darling, darling, darling. Apples, apples, darling, darling, darling. Books? Books. Apples, darling, books.
I love it. It's perfect. Love it so much.
Oh, in there. Okay.
See, they know how to spell apples.
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 Darling, books.
So yeah, the lip syncing isn't going to be exactly the same because there might be some small nuances, but basically it's copy paste and then tweak, which way less work. It's fine. So after this, I don't have time today, but I'll probably have the 2 more pop in immediately, or have all 3, I guess, because I don't want to have Fluttershy come in by herself. I want her to be a part of a group, so she looks like she kind of melds into the background and people forget about her, and then they all just kind of blend in, and then have her. I kind of want to zoom in here and go fuck, and then look at them, and then just have her just start like beeping constantly.
Just like they're just staring back.
Find a way to like blur the video, like the pixelated thing on the mouth, and just have her like going like this with the hose too.
Just blur her mouth.
It's good.
The innocence is ruined.
So, kind of Spinky Party screaming party when no one is expecting. No, she'll scream party all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But no, after all that, just have them all stare at her and then just have Pinkie Pie party. or beeping. No, it will. I want to have her actually
Cursing up a storm.
I want to have the actual curse word in there, but then I don't know if I'm going to beep it or not. No, actually, no, wait. I can
beep it, but strategically, so you know what she's saying, but you can't actually hear it.
No, yeah, because okay, so normally the benefit of beeping of swearing is that it will prevent it from ever coming up as made for children. Originally, though, if you beeped it, you could state that it had no swearing and you'd be fine. But now they changed the rules that state that if you are beeping any swearing, it still falls under the first level of swearing, which means it's not made for kids. So the only reason I want to use beeping is because it's funnier. If you have her actually swearing, it's not as fun. It's not as funny as beeping.
Yeah.
Like was it Jimmy Kimmel does where they do like they beep random words, and like they did it for the Count song, and it's funnier with beeping. So I think it would be funnier to do that where it just keeps beeping her off, and like then I don't have to do any audio at all. So
yeah. Nuances.
Or have Derpy after the side holding a red button and she's the one beeping Fluttershy swearing. No, because that would be I'd have to focus on that too much. I would actually have to like go and look at her, otherwise people would not know what's going on. So it'd be too much. It's when you're making a video that's only 15-20 seconds long like this and you're trying to just push one joke, if you try to do too many jokes, it's just too much. There's not enough information. If you're making like a minute video that's like going off of one type of joke, you can mix a lot of meta jokes in there with it, but there's not enough time to do too many random jokes, at least that require focus. Like when I did the Changeling video, I did the joke of we're a cow and I've used Yona instead, but that was a narrative one that went with the flow. I wasn't having to change focus to actually show what was going on. Because even if I had Derpy like back here hitting a button, people, they're not going to know what's going on, or they're not going to be focusing on the actual joke, and then that becomes the main joke, which means then the whole video's main joke is moot. So it's just about keeping a balance. Okay.
Good start.
It is a start.
Wonderful
video. You just changed the idea from something I could finish in like a week and a half to 2 weeks to like a month.
No, you just gotta reuse every animation.
No, like her going back and forth, looking back and forth is super easy, especially if I don't care about the animation quality. but it's still going to be, as long as I don't change the camera, like this shot and this shot. If I just keep reusing those same camera shots, I can reuse the same lighting. That means I only have to do the lighting like 3 or 4 times instead of 7, 8, 10, 12. So, which is a lot what the other ones are. So, yeah, it shouldn't be that bad. But we're done for today anyway. So, I always like using 15 AI, but the problem I have with it is when you have the ability to have anything stated, it makes it so there's almost too much options, and I don't know what to do on some of this, and that's kind of what bugs me a little bit. Also, my wallpaper here, I keep thinking that this looks like a CPU mounting bracket.
It does look like a CPU mounting
and I wouldn't be
bracket.
surprised if it actually is a CPU mounting bracket.
I mean, you got this on PlayStation.
I finished watching Lost in Space on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to compete. That 3 seasons of Lost in Space was so good. Expanse has a hard thing to pass on. It was fantastic, and Expanse is good. Lost in Space was really good.
Now you're not even going to want to read the last book.
No, I want to know the story. The book's great and the show's great, but this TV show is so good. If you haven't watched Lost in Space on Netflix, do it. It's so good. I definitely recommend it.
It's no Red Dwarf.
Don't pull on her tail. She's a horse. Let's see if there's anybody else on Twitter. I think it's probably just AZ, but I did him last time in Fiora. We didn't do long ago. Let's do. Oh, actually, Fiora's playing a game though, so that's fine. We'll raid Fiora.
Ooh, Stellaris. That's a fun game.
But she's just doing like the D&D. I don't want to just keep raiding the D&D, but that is different. So we will raid over there. So I'll be back on Friday. We'll work on this some more, and. I don't know what we're doing. Oh, Sunday we're probably going to be doing some more Satisfactory because Kyle's going to be gone after that, and so we want to try to get some in before he leaves.
Who's going to keep our power running?
I don't know. We're gonna be running on fumes.
We're gonna be back to hit each other's bones.
So I binge watched season 3 the day it was released. I just finished it today, and it was so good. It was so good.
I'll
God!
watch it on my vacation.
It's highly recommended. So it was the 3rd season was the best season. Oh my God, I could just rave on that.
Watching Netflix is also.
Will was the best character, and before I thought he was a whiny bitch, so that's good. Anyways, see you guys later. Let me go up to Kitty before the timer runs out on this. And let's see here. Bye bye everybody. Also, I get to watch. Is it Centaur World is out now, and then Expanse comes out
today.
Yeah, it came out today.
Oh, it came out today.
Yeah, it came out today, and then Expanse comes out this weekend. So much good stuff.
Do I want to watch it?
But thank you for the cheers from Nolan and the bits, and thank you for the new follow from Rodney Sampson. Thank you very much. Otherwise, I will talk to you guys later. Bye bye.
Bye.
Yeah, your music's just playing in the background.
Are you gonna watch Centaur World?
At some point, but I feel that's a group thing, so I haven't done anything.